Welcome back to the next session on pentagonal pyramid problems. In the last class, you people come across how to construct the square pyramid resting on edge condition when the when the pyramid edge is get inclined at an angle of 30 degree in the last position. The true length of the object is clearly mentioned. And in the one more session, you people have come across the square pyramid resting on purely on the corner condition. In that case, the axis inclination is given to both the reference planes, but there the axis length from the first position to the second position, the true length will not going to remain constant, means the true length is getting changed. And one more thing, to write the last position of the object, the true length of the given inclination or the given side should be constant right from the first position to the last position. Means if the true length remains constant, no need of finding out the beta angle. If true length is not same, we need to write the we need to go for constructing the beta angle. And today's lesson, let us know about how to construct the pentagonal pyramid purely resting on one of its corner condition. Here in this problem, let us read the question first, then I will go for the explaining how to solve the problem. The pentagonal pyramid of 25 mm sides of base, this is the pentagonal pyramid 25 mm sides of base, and we in pentagonal pyramid we have 5 sides of same length and 50 mm axis length. If I measure the axis length, this is the apex point. From the apex point to the exactly to the center of that particular pyramid, the axis will going to connect. That is the length they are given. Don't get confused with the slant edge length. They are not clearly mentioned the slant edge length. They are clearly mentioned that this is the axis length. Rest on HP and one of its corners of the base. Means in this problem they clearly saying that it have 5 different corners. It is resting on any one of the corners on HP. That condition is purely proved in the second position. Means before going to that, first we should go for constructing the first position of the object. Till there I will go for the constructing the object. Next part I am going to read the question. I have underlining the important key points in the question, that is 25 mm axis length and one of its corners of the base on HP. It is resting one of its corners base on HP. Now I will go for drawing the axis line. Drawing the axis line, I will go for writing the VP and HP. These are the common representations that are necessarily required for us. Next, I will go for writing the pentagonal pyramid resting on one of its corner condition. Now, how this pentagonal pyramid will going to look? If I view this pentagonal pyramid from the top view, the pentagon is clearly visible for us. That is purely get connected from all the corners to the apex point with the clear indication of slant edges. The slant edges of one of the sides and another side is clearly visible in the front view. If I view from the top, all the slant edges are clearly visible for me in the top view. Now I am drawing a line, straight line, that is get inclined at an angle of 25 mm of sides. 25 mm of sides. I have written a straight line. Now I will go for dimensioning it. This is exactly 25 mm. I am going to call this point as A and B. With the help of your protractor, you people know how to construct the pentagon. Now I am directly constructing it without explaining what is the necessary angles, because you already come across these kinds of problems, whether it is resting on edge condition or corner condition in your projection of planes. Now I am drawing this line, get inclined at an angle of 72 degree with the same dimension of 25 mm sides. Again one more edge I am representing here. with the same dimension. Next, to construct the another point, whether you can we can use the compass by measuring the sides. We can do that. We can use the compass by measuring any one of the edge or with your scale 25 mm sides. From this corner you can cut the arc, you can solve the problem. Next, this is A, B, C, D and E points. Now this is pentagonal pyramid. If I look at from the top, all the base corners are clearly visible, base edges are clearly visible, and also the slant edges that are connected to the apex, it is clearly visible for me. For that, first I will go for drawing from C to a thin line. From C to midpoint of AE I am drawing a line. From C to AE I am drawing a line. I am drawing a thin line to find out the midpoint of the pentagon. Again, from D point to the midpoint of AB edge, I am drawing a thin line. You people have come across how to get the axis there. Now, this is the axis point. From there, I am going to rub the lines that are get connected to the edges. Now this is my axis point. To that point, from all the corners I am drawing the slant edges that is get connected to the apex. Means if I view the object from the top, this is the visibility of slant edges that is get connected to the apex point. I am going to call this as O in brackets O1. Means from all the base corners to the apex point in the top view, the visible edges and the slant edges will going to look like this. Now this is my first position. I kept the object like this. I written the visible edges that are clearly visible for me in the top view. Next, I will go for drawing the front view of the object. I am drawing the projection lines to write the front view of the object. Okay, now here it is very much important for us, because in the question they are given 50 mm is the axis length. Means this is the point where I drawn the projection line to represent the axis. Now that length is exactly 50 mm. From here I am going to draw a line, that is a chain line of length 50 mm to the top. Now this point is O dash, this point is O1 dash. From there we should connect all the slant edges that are clearly visible for us in the front view. Next, I will go for connecting from O dash to C dash. Because these are all visible edges, again I will connect it from O dash to D dash. Again the base part from the top front view, it is clearly visible to the observer. Now these are the slant edges that are clearly visible in the front view of the object. I kept the object like this, I return the top view, now I return the front view. While returning the front view, you can observe that this is A point, this is B point, this is C point. For us in the front view, A to O slant edge is clearly visible, B to O slant edge is clearly visible, C to O slant edge is clearly visible for us. Next, I'll go for writing the corners names A dash to E dash, because E is an hidden slant edge. This is C dash. Again B dash to D dash, because D dash is the slant edge. Next I'll go for showing the dimension length of the axis, that is exactly 50 mm. 50 mm. This is my first position of the pentagonal pyramid. Next, in the second condition they are given such that the two base edges containing the corner on which we rest make equal inclinations with HP. Now, I kept the object like this. We always do the construction towards my right. Because of that, I am just rotating this pentagonal pyramid according to change of position method to resting on one of its corner. Now, this, if I rotate this object like this is the corner that is clearly resting on HP with two edges that are made equal inclinations with HP. Means these are the two edges that are clearly making equal inclination with reference to the HP. Now, according to the problem, I am just tilting the object to the required angle. There in the problem they are given at the last sentence, draw the projections of the pyramid when the axis of the pyramid is inclined to HP at 40 degree. Means this axis of the pyramid is getting inclined to HP at 40 degree. While doing the last problem, you people know how to construct this second position of the object, because here they are not given the inclination with reference to any of the edge of the pentagonal pyramid. They are given with reference to the axis. Now, with reference to the axis means it's very difficult to construct the axis inclination by drawing the axis length of 50 mm and made an equal inclination and make by the given angle. Axis length of 50 mm, that get inclined at an angle of 40 degree. It's very difficult to construct it. To overcome this issue, even in the last problem I explained, this axis is inclined at an angle of 90 degree with the base. By knowing that, we will going to subtract the given angle with the 90 degree angle. That is nothing but 90 minus 40 degree will going to give the 50 degree inclination. That 50 degree inclination we will go for constructing this base first, then the axis first. For that, if I measure the angle from A dash to C dash, if I measure the angle of the base, that is from A dash to C dash, for that A dash to C dash, I will go for drawing an inclined line at an angle of 50 degree with reference to HP. Now, this is 50 degree, this point is C dash point, this point is A dash to E dash. Now, I will go for bringing the remaining corners and remaining part of the front view of the object in the first position. Now, A dash and to E dash and C dash is available for me. Now, I will go for measuring from A dash to E dash. This point is A dash to E dash, this point is, I am going to measure from A dash to E dash to O1 dash. This point is O1 dash for me. And next I will go for measuring from C dash to B dash. This point is exactly where I am going to represent as C dash to B dash. Now, to construct the remaining part, I will measure from A dash to O dash first. I will measuring the angle from A dash to O dash. Once after measuring from A dash to O dash with the compass, I will cut an arc here. This is my A dash to O dash length. Next I'll come to C dash. I'll measure from C dash to O dash. Again one more arc will going to intersect this. By knowing this, next I'll go for joining the edges. Next one more edge is available for us. And next I'll go for joining the axis. If I extend this, this is exactly 40 degree now. This is O dash. This is B dash, comma D dash. Now this is my construction of the front view of the object by tilting the object resting on one of its corners. Now we have proved that the first sentence of the problem means it is resting on one of its corners of the base. While before doing the construction of the problem, we don't have the clear indication that which corner should be get rested. After representing the front view, top view and front view in the first position, next I'll go for tilting this purely based on resting with one of its corners that I have clearly mentioned here. Now I'll go for drawing the projection line to construct the remaining portion. Again I will draw one more projection line from the top view in the first position. This is my E point. Again I will extend this through a thin line. Again from A I am extending it. This is my A point. Next I will go for drawing the projection line from B dash to D dash. Again I am extending it, the projection line to here. Again the same line is get extended to get the B point. This is D, this is B. Again I will come to the C point. I will extend it to get connected to the top view in the front position. This is C. Okay, now all the base corners I have written here. Next I will go for drawing the axis. If I draw the axis, it will lie exactly here. This is O1 point. Next one more thing is left, that is from O I am drawing the projection line from the top. This is O. Now I will go for applying the visible and invisible concepts. According to the first concept, outermost edges are visible. Here if I start from D point or from O point or from E point, I am going to start. Outermost edges are visible in the top view. This is my one of the outermost edge. Again from here, one of the outermost edge I written. Again from D point, this is the outermost edge. Again from D to E is the outermost edge. According to that concept, O, D, E, A, B, O is the outermost edge. Next I will go for drawing the remaining edges. For that I am going to apply for the second condition. I am viewing the object from the top. If I am viewing the object from the top, second condition is the faces and edges near to the observer are clearly visible. According to it, O dash to A dash, O dash to E dash is clearly visible for me. If I view the object from the top, I can clearly visible here this O dash to A, O dash to A dash and O dash to E dash is clearly visible for me. According to that, I am joining this visible edge. Next, and if I go for applying one more concept, that is above the axis are visible, according to it E dash to O dash, again O dash to E dash is above the axis, and the only invisible two edges that are not visible for us and one more slant edge is not visible is nothing but from C dash to O is not visible for us, and one more base edge that is not clearly visible is nothing but of the corner that is resting. For that, two edges are get connected that make equal inclinations. Those two are not visible. Here if I view the object from O dash to B dash and from C dash to B dash and from C dash to D dash is not clearly visible for me. These are the hidden base edges, and one slant edge is not clearly visible. Other than that, this will going to remain as an axis for me. I will going to indicate with the chain line that will be going to remain as an axis. Now in this problem, after the second position is over, next we should go for constructing the last position. But here they clearly mention the appears to be inclination, means if appears to be word is assigned in any of the question is if you find appears to be inclination, appears to be get inclined, no need of finding out the beta angle, because they already clearly given the last inclination of the object with reference to the vertical plane. This problem purely belongs to axis condition, but in the problem they given appears to be inclined, means the true length is also of the axis is getting changed from first position to the second position, but in the last position the true length will going to change, but they already given the apparent inclination of the object. For that, I am go directly the constructing the object in the last position by drawing the axis, that is get inclined at an angle of 45 degree. I will go for drawing the thin line. That get inclined at an angle of 45 degree. Next, I will measure it from O to C first. I will measure it from O to C. O to C. Here we have mentioned that O to C is the slant edge, hidden edge line. Next, the remaining part of the construction. How to do the remaining part of the construction? For that, I have written the axis of the given incline for an angle of 45 degree. Next, I will go for mentioning one more point, that is nothing but the O to O1 point. By measuring from O to O1 point, maybe the O1 will going to appear here. Okay, that is my O1 point. Next, I will go for making it as a chain line. This is my O1 point. Now with the help of this, I will go for drawing the remaining corners and the edges that are clearly available in the second position. Now first I will go for measuring from C to D, or from C to B I will going to measure it. If I measure from C to D and from C to B, the length will going to remain same. Now I will come to C point. From C point, I will going to cut an arc of length from C to D. I am cutting the arc of length of C to D side length again to this direction also. I am cutting the same arc. Now next I will go from measuring from O to D. Now I am measuring from O to D or from O to B. I will come to O point, I will intersect this arc. Now 2 points are available for me, this is D, this is B. Next I will go for measuring from C to E or from C to A. If I measure it from C to A or C to E, I am just cutting the arc for it. Next I will go to measure, again I am going to put one more arc to this side, means from C to E or from C to A, because the dimension length will going to remain same. Again I will come to O point here, from O to E or from O to A, I will going to intersect this arc. Now for me all the corners are available for me. Next I will go for joining the lines. Next I will go to connect it from O to D, next from O to B, again from A to E, again from O to A. Okay, this is the inclination of the object at a given angle, and how to construct this I will going to explain one more time. First I have drawn the inclined line at an angle of 45 degree. After that I will going to measure it from this point to the O point. I mark the point over there. Next I will measure it from O to C. I mark the O to C point. Again from O to require for to get the remaining corners or the remaining points, I required one more point. For that I measured it from O to O1. O to O1 I marked it. Next I am concentrating on D and B point. For that, to get the D and B point, I will measure from C to D or from C to B. The length will going to remain same. I am intersecting the, I am cutting the arc from towards C at left side one arc, and to the to its right side one more arc. Again I will come to O point. I will measure from O to D or from O to B. The length will going to remain same. I am just taking from O to D point or from O to B point. From O point I am intersecting these two arcs, to one arc towards this side, one arc to the downward direction. Now the D and B point is available for me. To get E point and A point, again I will measuring from C to E or from E to C. The length remains same. From C I am drawing one arc towards to the top and one arc to the downward direction. Again to get the intersection, I am measuring from O to E and from A to O. Whether O to E is enough or from O to A is enough, because the dimension remains same. I am intersecting these arc. Next, the remaining part I am just joining the corners and the edges. Now I will go for constructing the last position of the object. Now the object will be like this in the second position, and it is getting inclined at an angle of 45 degree to the VP like this, because, and also one more thing, it is resting on corner itself. That is nothing but the corner is the C dash is the corner that is clearly visible for us in the second position. That while resting on that corner itself, I am just rotating this object to an angle of 45 degree. Now to get the last position front view, before that I should go for drawing the projection lines. Here I am drawing the projection lines. This is my E dash point. Again I will draw one more line from B dash and D dash. Again from D point I am connecting here. Again I'll go to A point. I am drawing the projection line. I am extending till E dash. If I extend the same line, that will going to connect here. This is my A dash point. This is my D dash point. Next I will come to C point. This is the resting edge. Again I will come to B point. I am extend the same projection line from D dash to B dash. Now this is C dash. Okay, now I written the projection line for the corners. Next one more thing is left, that is for the O point. I am drawing the projection line. This is O dash. Now according to the concept, the object is get tilted like this. We should go for the visible, finding out the visible and invisible edges. According to the visible and invisible concept, the first condition is outermost boundary lines are clearly visible for us. For me, the outermost edges are clearly visible. I am starting from E point to D dash point, again D dash to C dash point, again from there to B dash point, again from there to O dash to B dash, again from here to E dash points. This is my outermost edge according to the first concept. Next, second concept is to the observer, the faces and edges that are clearly visible. According to it, I am going to show the arrow over here because the observer over there. If according to the physical view of the object, I am going to keep the object like this, resting on corner. You, if you are the observer, if you people view the object, this base, edges and the base is completely visible for us. Based on that, the base is clearly visible for us. Okay. Now, and one more thing, the faces and edges concept, according to it, to the observer, OB and OA is clearly visible for us. OB is already an outermost edge, and O to A dash, I am going to draw the visible edge here. And to this OB and OA, OE and OD is the edges that are opposite to it, that are not visible for us. According to it, I am drawing in a hidden line for it. Nothing but hidden slant edges that are not visible for us. This is the final appearance of the object, and one more thing we have left, that is nothing but to draw the axis. I am drawing the projection line to the top. Again from here, I am drawing the chain line to get connect to the axis. This is my O1 dash point. Now, in this problem, this is axis condition, purely it is an axis condition problem, but here appears to be inclined, the sentence they are given, which means there is no need of finding out the beta angle. They clearly given the last position inclination of the pyramid with reference to the vertical plane. This is the final appearance of the object, and I have also applied how to construct it, and also the concepts of visible and invisible concepts. I clearly written the diagram. This is all about the problems purely on pentagonal pyramid. And also one more thing, when it's come to the pentagonal pyramid, I have written the axis condition problem. Even they will going to ask the edge condition problem. During that time, if you want the solution towards your right, just write this diagram towards the opposite direction. Instead of corner, just write the edge over here. Even while writing the object like this, we can solve the problem. But in the second position, it is resting on edge, means we need to incline the object to the left side of the towards the front view of the first position. Means instead of inclining towards this side, we will go for inclining the object like this. If the representation is like in the first position whatever written, if you want the solution towards right, instead of writing this, the object in this case, just invert this object by keeping the edge towards to the first position. Instead of corner here, just write the edge, then incline the object. Now you will going to get the solution towards right, and also the it is purely resting on edge condition, and whatever the things are written, it will comes in the similar manner. But instead of the corner, you will going to get the edge representation that is clearly visible for us. This is regarding about the pentagonal pyramid. Thank you.